out to everybody here on the live. I'm jumping on in quickly into the short that I just laid down here. And I'm babysitting this short. It just got mailed to the downside up $138, 12% here on 1,000 on the day trade. Going for the can we go to 57,500 is my target. This thing is blazing saddles to the downside here. I nailed the entry. We continue to move. I used the 200 MA with the loss of the 15. Bang, bang, bang. Can this thing continue to the target here? Right as we jump on into the live. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let me lower that music. I got no time. I'm late sometimes because I'm inside my own trades. That's why I'm not actually, I don't consider it late because I'm in the trading group with the trading group. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm so in tune with trading. I'm working the trade, you know? Move that stop loss to break even at this point. I don't want to lose any money here on the call, right? Let's see if we can get this move. I go for $1,000 a day. This will be the first trade of the day. We can hit almost $300 and call it a move. We could go from there. Can we continue the plush move down all the way to the target here? You're going to see Sammy close it in right when we start the stream. Sammy closing in it again. Sammy closing in it again here. And I don't want to give it back. 200 would be nice on the first trade of the day. I'll take it. I'm moving the stop loss heavy into profit here so I can guarantee a swing, a sweeping win. Oh, no, they're going to ping me. They're going to get me. Okay. And so, wait, what happened? Oh, I have 2 trades open. No. What just happened there? What just happened there? Did you see that? What the heck? It's almost like my trade didn't move, or did it? It didn't, right? Oh, we're getting delays. No, this is no good. Hold on. When I live stream, I put a lot of pressure on my system and everything. But usually I'm pretty good. I have faith everything will work out. 57,780 all the way down to the downside here. Looked like we were going to get a drop to the downside. Oh, man. I got to be able to see my trade. No. All right. I see 174. So far, so good. All right, let me get back into action here. So, you saw what happened. Somehow, like, I didn't get stopped out, even though I should have. You see that? So crazy. So there was a glitch of the matrix here. Makes me want to just kind of cash out, right? But now, this is crazy if I get to stay in the trade, which is insanity. I'll take it, I guess. It's a glitch in my favor at this point, but they wicked it up and did not take me out. There's a chance I didn't get the trade down. It confirmed in time. I think that's what happened. Like, it was, when the wick happened, the order hadn't gone through yet. If I end up making out of this will be most insane. So just watch this out right here. This is a unique opportunity here in trading. Take your bags and run, right? It worked. Going lower still. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, usually that wick is the grab, right? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Send it down. And again, you guys enter into the real life of a trader the second this starts happening. And, you know, I'm swing trading big bags. I build huge bags for the bull market. You know that. Like, just to be clear, that's my bread and butter, you know. Leverage trading is really just a hobby of mine on the side, all right, that I like to do on the side for fun. Make a couple, you know, $500 to $1,000 a day if the market lets me do it. You know what I mean? And I protect the purse and take bit by bit. I was in a big loss yesterday. Having a stop would have cured that. I know better, yeah. I use a stop on every single trade that I make, my friends. I use a stop loss on every single trade that I make. Again, you know what's cool about having a stop? You can move it into break even. You can move it into profit. When you don't have a stop, there's nothing to move to break even. There's nothing to move into profit. You know how good it feels to be in a trade and already have the stop and take profit? You know how good that feels? It's the best feeling in the world. Like, there's no better feeling than being in the game. Look at the battle in this candle right here. Look at the battle for 57,800. They're going to come get me now. Highly likely they come get me and then dump it. You see what I mean? But it's okay. A win is a win. You must be happy about every single win that you get, no matter what happens. My MAs are moving up and not down. Shout out to the 1,175 people here on the live. Thank you for being here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Can Sammy get to the target at 57,483? Or does Sammy get stopped out at 57,935? Only time will tell on the Crypto Lifer Show. Tune in for more. Don't leave. Sham the Robot will be here every day doing his robot though. Tom Brady back to pass all the way from downtown. The 10-yard line. Here we are, September 10th, the first day of the NFL. What a beautiful day it is. I can smell the grass. I got a hot dog. My gosh, I spilled some mustard on my pants. It's absolutely beautiful out here today. I tell you what, Marv. Oh, man. If you're not on 3 accounts getting the likes up, you ain't living right. I know, right? 100%. 100%. Wow, they're going to play games with this. I've never seen them play games with a candle like this. This is nuts. I don't usually watch a 50-minute candle either. Oh, wow, they're going to play games with this candle. Isn't it always when you really want, you're like, just do it. Just do it already. You know, I'm going to get into your top-down analysis. You just caught me right inside of a trade here. Right as the market started to dump as we opened here on the channel. Hey, stop, I have no trade. Hey, because I have to hear your laws, Jennifer, I'm not worked up. Just passionate about the gains. Paul, you're the one who was all, well, I didn't really see what happened there. Jennifer, we love you. Everybody, we love you all. Love is the answer. As I looked up, I got taken out. All right. But nice little dump to the downside there. Stochastics did reset. You know, hey, dear Lord, thank you for the gain. May I continue to make more gains throughout the day and add to the portfolio over time. Amen. Thank you. I'll take any gain I get. I don't care how big or small. And I'll work my magic, baby. All right, so let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Bit of a liquidation to the downside for sure. Do we see more liquidity to the upside? This is BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP telling us where we likely may head. Still more liquidity to the downside, all the way to 54,000. I'm looking for 55K. I've been saying it for days now, but only time will tell. 58,000 seems to be this battle we just can't seem to break. Every time we go lower than it, we get right back above it again, and everyone starts to short because it's this is the issue. It's a huge weekly support or resistance. So once we lose it, everybody shorts. And I think they're just so greedy lately with the manipulation. They just have to go back up and get the stops. And I think because there's so much leverage out here, it doesn't allow the price action to really fulfill. It takes longer for the price action to get its movement. Because it's just like, I think the greediness on the exchanges, and I could be wrong, but I mean, it's human greed, right? On all sides. And I could be wrong, but I speculate on that idea, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, and someone will probably come in, no, Sam, it's liquidity. You have no idea what you're talking about. And they're probably right. Yeah. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame, see if there's opportunity here for Bitcoin. But really, the entry of the trade here, I was even late, was the loss of the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. Gave you that beautiful drop all the way from 59,000 all the way back down to 57,795, right? Now we're kind of playing games again with 58K. And so you would see, like, do we make some type of bear flag here and continue lower? Or do we attempt to make some type of shoulder, head, right shoulder, and continue, attempt to get back up to the moving averages? I was bullish this morning. The 1 hour looked more bullish to me, and I've taken that a bunch of times. So I'll be honest, I've never seen the price action throw me personally for more of a loop. It's been, that's why my strategy of just shorting the 1 hour, the 1 minute 200 or longing it is just, you don't have to know a dang thing about price action, and you don't have to care about if it's going to be bullish or bearish for the day. All you have to know is for the next 2 hours, if we break the 200, can I ride that stop? And that's it. And the same way if you lose it, if you win it or lose it, it doesn't matter. Every time I stray away from the 1 minute 200, I'm like, dude, I should have just gone back and traded it. I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. I have a few different strategies. I dabble in between. I have a main model that I like to play in front of y'all, which is my 200 because it breaks out the most. It's the most gutsy call too. That's why I like it. It's the most, it gets the audience going, right? Because it's like, dude, he just long with his, like, he just thinks it's not gonna break that. Like, that was just a perfect perfect short right there. You see, I had the chart flipped upside down to throw you for a loop, but that was just a perfect short when you lost the 200 SMA. And why don't I leave the chart like this for a second? Because if you can long, you can short. If you can short, you can long. People think, oh, I can only short, I can only long. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, but no, because the market goes the same way. It's just you're the one interpreting the direction. Meaning, like, you could flip me upside down and I could trade that long. Like, it's where I am in the, picture yourself like you could be anywhere. I know I'm being really crazy, but like I'm picture yourself like not attached. So open that the chart could be any which way. You're a 360 bulb, a globe that could really just spin around I gotta kind of do it, but you gotta just be aimless. And I'm teaching this right now. If we were live in a classroom, I would be doing this and you'd all be looking at me like I was out of my mind, but what I would be doing was getting you out of your thoughts, getting you out of your vibe. You see? And don't say I'm drunk, I don't drink. I don't even think that's funny. I find it as an insult if I hadn't had a drink in, 4.5 years, so I'd appreciate it. Maybe you're being funny, I don't know. I shouldn't be so tight too. I can make a joke, you can make a joke, I guess, but I don't want to be like, hey, I don't want people to feel like so tight here. But, we have a lot of people recovering in the group, a lot of people pushing themselves, like really making a big change in their life. And, drugs and alcohol was a pullback. And so I tend not, I don't really like to discuss it or bring it up or get into it. Good morning, Sam. Back from the camping trip. We had an amazing time. Made great memories. Hope you had an amazing holiday weekend. Land with your family. Blessings to you and the family, man. Shout out to Rudy 007. We love you. We appreciate you. Sam, what can I do to show my appreciation? I'm part of the group, and I feel like that's the least I can do. If you want to show your appreciation, man, just help others on a continuous basis in my trading group. If a beginner jumps on in, say, hey, man, how can I help you? Say, hey, the best thing for you to do is do the watch first video. Say, hey, Sam made a free course that takes some of the basics of the, regular course here to get you started. You got to watch this first. It's a lot of good value. So when you're done with that, I want to show you something about the MAs and just take people under your wing as much as you have. You know where you're at. Everyone in our group kind of knows where they're at and their aptitude. And take people under your wing for me, I can't be there for everybody at every moment of the day. And my life gets busier and busier. I don't have as much hands-on time as I used to. So what I look for and why the group continues to grow regardless, is because lifers see that and they fill the gap, right? And there's always someone there to kind of help someone. It's like 24/7 customer service, right? So I said it's like, I didn't say it is. All right. But I think it's better than it, actually. It was the best feeling jumping in and getting instant help. Now I try to pay it forward. Shout out to Twiz. We love this. Yeah, 17 years clean from... Wow, that's heavy stuff, man. 7 years clean and sober in a couple weeks. If I can do it, anybody can. Dangerfield, we love you. Such a good community. Glad to hear you had a great weekend. Shout out to Crypto Gobi. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. Shout out to Desert Crypto. And David Kennedy. David Kendall. The dead Kennedys, man. Shout out to David Kendall. But this looks like another short wants to dump on our face here. Further to the downside. Well, I jump in too late, but the stochastics do want to take us further down. I'm going to wait for us to cross the 200 and take a long, maybe tonight or something. I'm just going to play my model once, 3 times a day. I've been over trading a little bit, and I'm going to dull it down because every time the 200 plays out, I get gains. But this flag does look like it's going to continue. We're headed down to 57,181. BOOKMAP also has liquidity to the downside, but we'll see, man. They've been bringing it up, bringing it down. At the same time, my system does say when the 1 minute loses the 200, look out for that short. And bang, 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 we got the short to the downside like you read about. Unbelievable. HODL bags need a stop loss. Trading bags need a stop loss. Every time you put money in, you need a stop. I personally, if I'm going to put a HODL bag in, I put what I'm willing to lose completely or I'm not in. Like, that's how I play. But again, that's me. To me, my stop loss is my position or, I guess if there was a key moment. But yeah, I put what I'm willing to lose because if not, I don't have a proper bag for the bigger gain. So that's me, though. All right. But if I'm going to day trade, swing trade, left trade, I am putting a stop in every single thing. Like on my Mara position on the stock market, I don't have a stop loss on Mara where I bought it at $8. Like that's just, it's a long-term hold that I'm going to speculate on making gains with, or I'm not, you know? I'm in there to win it, or I'm not going to win, you know, and I'm not going to sit there and stress it. And I didn't put enough money in there to stress it. So it either does what it's supposed to do or it doesn't. You get it? Now, if I had put 100 grand, 200 grand in there and it had to hit a certain, like, all right, there'd probably be a stop at a certain point because I wouldn't want to lose the chunk. But you got to understand, again, and this is what I do. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. Do your own due diligence, you know, your own research. Get yourself an advisor if you like before you get into any trade, project, or coin. You know, and watch what YouTubers say. Don't listen to them 100%. I teach you education that you can backtest. Like I teach you how the 200 MA works. You can go listen to what I said and then backtest it on multiple assets. Go spend 10 hours on it and you're like, wow, everything you kind of said is playing out. But it's up to you. You know, I can't force you to do the due diligence to find out what I'm telling you. But I'm an educator, man. I'm not a shiller. So you're not going to hear about, you know, I'm not going to shill coins on you. I'm going to go over technical analysis. If it looks good, I'll say, hey, that looks good to me. But I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and I'm not here to bring you in on anything that I don't really. This is gonna sound weird. I don't care what you buy and sell. You know, I care about you. I want to see you win. You see what I mean? So I mean, I don't. It's like, but I'm not interested in moving your portfolio around for you. That's something you got to figure out for yourself. You know what I mean? It just. And all of us, because at the end of the day, it's a skill you eventually acquire over time. And, you know, you got to jump on in and figure it out. So, I can see having a sell order on a huddle bag, but why would you put a stop? Yeah. Can you please explain about your trading group and your classes that you offer? You can check it all out on my website. Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. It's a beautiful Discord that's set up in a way. You can also give us your email address and consent to our weekly newsletter. But it's set up in a way with a learning library, which is basically a course, you know. So I have basically a trading course inside, multiple people. And there's an elite group of people, too, that are posting charts. It's just a lot of action. A lot of people getting down. Yeah. I'm in there every single day, so, yeah. Blow off bottom coming. I don't know. So there we go. Starting, you know, this was a bear flag. You touched the 21. Heading lower, I see 57,059 as the target here for Bitcoin. We lost the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, which told me it was likely going to continue short. And then we lost the 200 MA on the 15, which also says we're going to continue short. So here you have it. All right. Made the bear flag. Do you double bottom here now at 57,750? Once you lose that level, I mean, I don't see how you don't drop to 57,000. A lot of red down there too, suggesting that we're going to go into 56.8 possibly. And they're waiting all the way down at 55. Now, once the weekly lose 58,000, which I've been talking about every single day on my channel, day in and day out, to the point of no return, I've been saying you're going to go down, right? So once you lose 58,000, I'm saying you're going to start going lower. And I wanted to use the Bybit chart here and show you the weekly. And so we've just, this is, you know, and ever since I've gone over the weekly in depth and kept it real, it's been amazing. So, yeah, once we bearishly closed the weekly below it told me we were going to 55,000. Very likely. It says we're going to go down there. I guess it could be a double bottom if we hit it. You know, and there's a chance we bounce. But right now, again, now 58,000 is going to come in as resistance. You see? It's really like 58,100. You're attempting to try to put 57, well, like 250 as like this, you know, 281 as like support, but that's not that strong. It's just two candles right there. So, but it is 57.3. You lose that. So if you lose 57,300, then it's like 55.8, 55.9. And then if you lose that, you can come to this high volume node at 51.8. And if you lose that, I mean, you could be back at 44,000. So there's a chance you go back to 44,000. Is it going to happen for sure? There's no guarantees, but there is a chance. You know, so this is why I look at the weekly every single day, a couple times a day, and that's a higher low on the weekly. But I also saw this as a trend line, and we fell below it, and like we tried to get back in today, and kind of like a bearish retest on the weekly. So I wanted to see us get back inside this triangle and go tight. Some say, oh, but you could do this, and I get it, but it just pretty sketchy, you know. We had a nice thing going here with the trend line up at that 45-degree angle. We're already uptrending from Sunday, just touching the weekly money line again at 59. Maybe, says people. Can you analyze NVIDIA? I'm long on the dollar. Interesting. Shout out to Diswaba. We'll take a look at it in a second. Someone has a comprehension issue. Shout out to A Rose. One day is forming a head and shoulder pattern, Sammy. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. Shout out to the 1,600 people here on the live, 342 likes. Thank you for jumping on in. I'm greatly appreciate each and every one of you. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Hope I can entertain you while I teach you, while I learn you, and don't burn you over here. You know what I mean? So I don't like how the weekly lost this trend line. And to me, that's bearish. And it says we're going to come down to at least $49,000 again. I'm not guaranteeing it, but you know, and there's some support there with the high volume node. It's smaller though, and there is a gap in the VRVP too that we're heading into. So 57.7 just kind of bounced. I got out of a short, seemed to be a good place. Now we're kind of somewhat sideways. We had some good price action with the New York Open there. They took us through a loop, and I was able to do what I had to do. To flip from my long to short and take those gains. All right. Got to do what you got to do. It's been a very crazy couple of weeks of trading, though, I'll be honest. One of the hardest weeks of trading when it comes to the long-term analysis. Like, I can short-term scalp with a 1 minute here and there and get the volatility, which has been great. But as far as like where we're going to go, you know, you've had to they've got us in limbo for a while now. So the weekly to me doesn't look amazing, looks bearish. Okay. And the 3-day chart too as well, like I felt like that was your trend and you lost it. And now you're headed down, you know, and this kind of has like a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder vibe. And I don't know, it could be rolling over here. You look at the stochastics, they're pointed down. Stochastics RSI don't look good to me. So we could see some more downside for sure on the 3-day chart. And then the daily, yesterday, gives us the bullish engulfing with hope, you know. But technically, like what I said too was, you know, really just outside of this trend line that we were forming. Bounce. I mean, multiple days bouncing on that level. Then we lost the sauce here. And to me, it's also looking somewhat shoulder ahead, and you know, we just come and make a right shoulder here. So that looks pretty bearish to me as well for Bitcoin. So a lot of things just not coming into play here for BTC. A lot of things not sitting right with me personally. We had almost 2 years up only. Time for some bearish months. Shout out to Ratio 159. I mean, we've been bearish since March, though, too, for a while. I mean, Bitcoin hasn't, though. The altcoins have. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't go up forever, right? So it looks like we could come down here and test 51,500. It just, you got to start seeing that as a high likelihood here. This is more down, you know, descending triangle feeling and vibing. And I keep, you know, I've been surprised because we keep making the descending and I keep calling the short. And then we get back up. We go back up, you know. And it's not making sense to me because I'm like, man, this thing should have dumped by now. Right? The daily oversold, but I still see, I've seen a big dump from there. This big dump started when we were just curving on the dotted line right there. And look, we had 1, 2, 3 horrible, nasty red days. So, I mean, they were great for gains. So, Crypto Life, I'm a big fan of yours. I found you on the last bull run. If you can look at KOIKOI on Tron Chain meme. Shout out to Rowdy Rathor. Thank you, Rowdy. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for being a lifer for a long time. You're the man, dude. Stop loss is good. That's not... Wait. Shout out to A-Rose. Shout out to David. And everybody, I love you all. I only see the positive in life. I've trained my brain, so... I'm going to attempt to make a promise to myself that I won't. I don't even want to say it out loud, but I'll say it one last time. I didn't see anything. I just want to make it clear. I'm just saying this out loud to myself. All right, I didn't see anything. And I promise I didn't see anything. What I mean is the chat. Like, I haven't been at the chat. I've been very focused on the chart, so I haven't looked at the chat much. I've been in and out a little bit. Please check Myro. We'll take a look at Myro. You're not missing anything like everything. Rate cuts are short term. That's all I wanted to say is I'm not going to cater into any of the trollness ever again. Like, I'm so positive in such a good spot in my life. So many good things are happening the way they're supposed to be happening. And I'm finally been delivered, I feel like, out of like this crazy world I was in for so long. And, I know I need to maintain every day and push forward. And I understand that. And it's important. Huge weekly and daily Sammy Cup and Hattie starting November 2021. Oh, yeah. Thank you, RC Moore. We love you. So we'll just get that out of the way real quick before we jump back to KOIKOI. He said, I believe he said KOIKOI. And send in a super chat or TA if you want to do a deep dive. Let's take a look. We got Rudy 007 with the 1999. Good morning, Sam. Back from our camping trip. We had an amazing time. Made great memories. Had you had an amazing holiday weekend, Len, with your family. Blessings to you and your... God bless you, man. Thank you. Blessings to you. Crypto Life, I'm a big fan of yours. I found you on the last bull run. If you can you look at KOIKOI on Tron Chain meme, 100 market cap currently. Yeah, it's not coming up there. We'll try to find it somewhere else if we can. Maybe it's on Huge Weekly and Sammy Cup and Hattie starting November 2021. I like it, RC Moore. And the Crypto Arborist Mint Stake Share has the sauce, 2% interest daily. Thank you. Shout out to the Crypto Arborist doing them. So I believe we could find Tron Chain coins here, but we're not seeing anything. Maybe it's KOIKOI. I think maybe you just dropped an I, right? I think that's all. Let me see. Yeah, it's on Tron. It has 94,000. I mean, it's up to you, man, if you're into this stuff. I stay away from a lot of this. I'd rather DCA into Bitcoin. Even if I could have made 10 grand, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have enough memes, and every once in a while, I will throw it a meme. If I get a good swing trade, say I throw like 10K in a swing trade, a couple days later, I got 20, 30K. Then I turn 2, 3K into it, and I start getting in. But until then, no. Until then, no. I got a sleeper coin that I'm going to tell you at the end of the stream that I'm going to be piling into throughout the week here. And yeah, I really am. I'm going to start buying a coin and adding. We've talked about it before. We got a little bad, but we're going to start adding a little more to this coin. And I like it. Again, I don't, and I'm going to tell you what it is towards the end of the stream if you want to know. All right. Should keep it to the lifers, but I love you all, so we'll see. But the lifers will get the exclusive in and outs, exactly what I'm doing, how much, and all that stuff, and a part of my portfolio, and just more exclusivity on what I'm doing on the weekly screen share, for sure. No September pump this year. There never really is, my friend. Yeah. That token is pure carp. Yeah, isn't carp a fish? The carp is a type of fish, right? Anyway, so moving forward with Bitcoin, I see this, even and the stochastics say we're going to bump. We have a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. This candle still looks interesting. Like, I like to be open-minded. If the daily can get back above 61.5, which is weekly support or resistance, and the resistance here on the daily, then I may begin to be like, okay, it'll move back up at least to 68. But as long as we stay below 61.5, I just see this battle at 59.5 and 58,000 over and over again until we range back to 54. So 61.5 is my line in the sand. Can you check ETH? It's already dumped, and when you think ETH Bitcoin will pop and start all season, you know, I'm going to tell you something, Kevin Tem K. ETH looks to gain more than 30% soon. Yes, KOI is a carp. Thank you. Yeah. I got it, Jamie. I got it, man. I did a documentary on the carp when I was working in TV. How because they swim upstream, I believe, just like salmon. I could be wrong, though. I'm not an expert on it. I'm half remembering something from 10 years ago when I worked a night shift, but I believe I do. You know, now I'm going to have to go Google if carbs now, but we're not going to waste your time here with that. KOIKOI is on Dex to Bear Tron Chain. I got it, though. I have the right one. That's it. This is it. It's got the locked liquidity. It's 94,000. This is it, man. I got it. Yeah. Okay. Profi and Theta. You know, Theta is an old coin from back in the day, right? So I like it. I think I actually hold a little bit from my, you know, just kind of because. And I was on Theta live streaming, but they took off live streaming with Theta. When they did that, I kind of lost faith in them because I was like, why are they doing that? Like, you know, and you had to fight really hard to get a key. It was insider information to kind of get a key. I got invited for the key and all that. Getting myself up there was not easy. I like Profi long term. I think it has legs. Yeah. And it has, and a lot of people like to trade Profi too. So it gets good volume. I like Profi, and it's RWA real estate. You know what I mean? Property. So, yeah. And it's been, you know, it's been around long enough not to rug pull, in my humble opinion. You never know, right? But I like Profi. Let's check out VELO. Shout out to Jimmy Bitcoin in the house. Jimmy, we love you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that for the love, man. KOIKOI team are incredibly hardworking. Your community is growing day by day organically. I'm sure. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. Sorry, I just read and then I'm like, yeah, I'm getting garooed over here. So this short would be in the money had you taken it. Came out with another little bit of a flag here that continued further to the downside. You could actually descending triangle it. Look at this. Give it some space to breathe here. Hold on, let me put that back because you can see there was the short on the line. And I'd still be in the money on the original short, right? And just forgive me, I was in the trading group when I posted the short, everybody, because sometimes I want to be like one of y'all. I want to hang with the gang, you know? I don't want to be like the master on top. I want to be with everybody else, like incognito, just posting my charts with the group. All right. And there you go, headed to 57.5, which was that target that I wanted. And now it looks like it's going to 57,000. Descending triangle to the downside. Descender, man. Flat bottom. Trending down to the bottom, right? And that was the bigger descender triangle too that I just posted on the daily here. So I don't, you know, I'm bearish on Bitcoin here, dumping all the way down to about 50,009, 51.9, at least 55.9, and then we go from there. And I've been saying it for like 4 to 5 days now. Everyone, I've been a bear for like a week straight. You know, ever since that head and shoulder pattern on the 4-hour time frame, I've been open-minded, saying, hey, maybe if we get above this and that, but, you know, so. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a head and shoulder vibe. It's bearish. 8-hour time frame seems to be rolling over. 4-hour time frame is rolling over, man. Like, that's a bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. You lost the POC. Kind of looks like an M pattern here. Hidden inside the nonsense, you know. And remember, this was the original short that I opened and talked about, or I got out at one point. I was pretty heavy leverage. But this here is, suggest you're going down to 53.8. It just takes forever to hold these. Like, I still haven't managed to be able to hold these long term, because like I would have been in the trade down, up, then I would have lost half the gains, then lost half the gains, then gained. Talk about an emotional roller coaster riding that trade. Me, I'm probably selling here at that double dump, and then waiting to get in again at another moment. But so far it's has played out as such. Bearish retest of the bigger trend line, and then slumping further to the downside with lower highs on the 4-hour time frame. So price action has continued to fall out of this flag since I did post this flag, and you can find it. All right, bang, bang, bang. Okay, yeah. Crypto coin delisting, interesting. Yeah. Okay. LeBond D5, can you do ONDO for me and celebrate the first super chat on a live stream? Thank you so much for the love, man. Shout out to LeBond. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Let me just finish my top-down analysis for Bitcoin, and we're going to start running into those altcoins. I see a feverish ask. I like that. We'll get into NVIDIA too, because it's having a bit of a sway in the markets. We're going to talk about the on the S&P 500, NASDAQ. We'll take a look at gold for you. And remember also the coin that I'm going to talk about at the end of the stream. We got a lot to cover today. It's 10:51. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to figure it all out by 11:51, but we're going to do our best. Man, if I can do 10-minute segments, I only have like 7 left. And I'm going to about spend 10 minutes on a bunch of things. First thing I want to spend 10 minutes on, many of you know, but is the fiat currency graveyard. Okay? Something that I talk about a lot, but fiat currency graveyard, a history of monetary folly. Money printing is wealth theft over time. Look how the dollar's lost appreciation over the last 100 years, just continuing to fall further down, 98% of its value since the 1900s by printing it to zero. And you'd say, oh, but that takes a long time. And I'd say, no, but the average lifespan of a fiat currency is 35 years, which means this happens more often than you've ever thought possible. Okay? And these are just, you have Zimbabwe, 10 billion Yugoslavian dollars. I mean, when the money gets printed to the point of no return, you have to make dollar bills because people can't carry the amount of dollars anymore to cover the cost of goods, you see? It's really true. Anyway, that's one thing I like to tell her every time I'm here. Okay? I also want to tell you, get yourself prepared for the future by understanding history. When you research history, you can kind of see where you're going. And so by understanding what's happened in the past, I'm able to have a better introspective outlook and, subjective mindset on where we're going into the future. And it gives me some hints, right? It doesn't, it doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, right? So in that being said, I understand my history. You prepare for the future. I trust capital. I want to plug them in right there while I'm saying that. But I am in an inspirational moment. But I like I trust capital for that reason. Long-term savings inside of a Roth IRA, tax-free at the moment. Or you can pay taxes at the beginning and put it in and then take it out tax-free at the end. It's however you're looking at it. I go for paying the taxes up front. Why is that? I believe that governments raise taxes over time. But that's up to you. It's whatever you believe is possible, But buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with your IRA, and you can also hold cryptocurrency inside of that. Pretty interesting. So, and you could even, buy and sell tax-free inside. If you felt like you were going to be on a smaller tax bracket later on in life, then you want to get taxed then. If you're in a bigger tax bracket now, then you want to withhold. So depending, but again, I'm not a financial advisor and you're going to have to talk to your CPA about this, but understanding these concepts and ideas and being able to implement Bitcoin into them, unbelievable. And I Trust Capital gives you that option. You should find out more and get yourself educated. We have a QR code on the right so you can see what's happening with I Trust Capital. Shout out to Decrypted.tax, the best place to do your taxes for cryptocurrency, in my humble opinion. Reach out and get a free consultation if you need to know more about your taxes at Decrypted.tax. They're one of the best sponsors. We appreciate them. I know the man personally that runs this. He's got 100,000 followers on Twitter. He's got a Bored Ape, his man. He's the man. Decrypted.tax, man. Earnestly, we love you. God bless you, my friend. Okay, so moving forward. So you know that I'm short. We've talked about a short. And the 15-minute loss to 200 MA, which is the main reason to short the market here. So let's get back into my 4-hour, right? So we talked about the 4-hour dumping out of this flag with the measured move down to about 54,000. That's taken a while, but it's still trucking, okay? But it's taken a while, but it's still trucking here. So this would definitely press altcoins down a bit. And so it would tell me, hey, if we're going to get lower prices, I may want to just hold off. Or if I DCA today or tomorrow, make sure they're smaller and then up the ante. Now, what I'd like to see is if we get that dump, can we get into the 19s, the 16s, and the 18s? If they can get us down into those areas, that's extreme fear. Max pain, we call it. That's going to be really where I thrive. That's where I see the most opportunity in my life. That's where I've been able to make the best happen, is when I've seen us get deep into this shaded area. I want 9s, 12s, and 10s. I mean, that means there's going to be some major dumpage, and there's going to be a lot of pain. You're talking a 25 Cardano, maybe even 19. You're talking 450 Binance chain. You're talking a $51,000 Bitcoin. You're talking $1,800 Ethereum. Like, you're talking a $110, $100 Solana, right? And the fear will be back. And I just feel like we need max pain, man. We just haven't seen enough max pain yet. All right. Anything is possible. I'm open-minded, but be ready. And if we don't do that, I'd rather scare the pants off you. And even though fear doesn't exist, I'd rather get you ready and have you open-minded to believe that could happen. And, I'm not saying let's panic sell here. Again, you're not going to do what, you shouldn't do what you see anyone, you shouldn't do, just because someone talks about fear, you shouldn't be running to sell your bags. But again, you're going to do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm just sitting here showing you the facts. But I like to get in here when we get into the shaded region. If that's an area that I want to be looking at very, very closely. So if we get it, I want to be ready for it, poised with some tether on the side, ready to rock, so I can get that dip. If not, we get above, the market starts to move, I can just see. Let me teach you something. When the market really, really moves awesome, altcoins will run hard. And we'll get above a 200 MA in the 4-hour, and then boom, and an altcoin will pump. And I could put 20 grand on it, make 20 grand in a weekend or the 4 or 5 days the way they pump. So say I was about to put 20 grand back in an altcoin, but I think it's going to dump, so I hold off and I keep it in tether. And then we don't dump and we pump. I'll just take one of these opportunities when the market's really fresh and make a nice chunk off that money on the side. However, we do the dip, then I can buy the dip. If I don't buy the dip and we don't pump and I had it on the side, I don't lose anything because I can use it later on when the market's really ripe and ready. And it took me a long time to realize this stuff. I was always so pressed. Every opportunity was a have to for me. I just missed this, so I had to do that. And I was always beating myself emotionally over which way I had to go. It didn't play out well for me, and it always kind of ended up in despair a little bit. Pain and anguish, and I didn't use gratitude. I was missing opportunities for gratitude in every single walk and every single corner, and wasn't how I wanted to live my life. I knew there could have been a better way. And I found myself frustrated a lot. And when I really thought about it now that I'm clear head and head, it was me. I mentally was frustrating myself on my own, but I think that's the struggle in life, right? We are our own worst enemies at times. And, getting out of that rut, figuring that out is really one of the keys to life, in my humble opinion. Anyway, I'm done preaching. Let's get back into Bitcoin here. So the 15-minute loss to 200 MA, the 4-hour looks to roll over to me, and that's a descending triangle. I say we head down to 51,581 for BTC. Original entry was in here at that moment in time when we got originally rejected by the 200 MA. We got rejected again by the 200 MA here. And so it's just showing signs of the bulls are weak here, and that the 4-hour, really does want to roll over. And this is a strong bearish pattern that is really starting to form here. So I see it pretty nasty. to the downside. And again, I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, right? But the probability to me below the 200, descending triangle below the point of control on the VRVP tells me we're going to the downside. All right. But, you know, that's it. So, there we are. Right? So I am bearish on the 4-hour time frame. And I'm thinking I might as well just put a cover trade on that. And so I'm going to. Going to go to my other BTC/USD. And again, I can also be scalping on the UST perpetual in case this is wrong and break even. I've done that before. Like my original long swing doesn't work out, but I make enough on the other way back up. And it's kind of a hedge in a way. And then when the market continues to rip, get it, right? Wow, it looks like we're going to dump right here on the 1 minute right now. So I got the perpetual open in two places, right? I got my coin M and I got this one. But this is, let's see here. Wow, the chat is flying. Thanks for everything you do, brother. Congrats on the house. Looking awesome. Shout out to BitSquire, man. I love you. You people are really nice to me. Thank you. Is that Jackson Hinkle? Is that you, Jackson? God bless you, man. Thank you. Looks like Jackson. September is the month for accumulation. In October, you'll say, I wish I bought into the fear. Yeah. Crypto Galaxy cast to 17. Market is brutal right now. This time is different, somebody says. September, somebody said. That's what we said. We had written there. I still got a little bit of a hoarse voice here, but it ain't bad. I can go lower, though. We can go all the way to the downside. Hey. My name's James Earl Jones. Luke, I am your father. Once I get you down into the balls. 9, it's sad. It's just a correction on a bigger time frame. 20 to 40K moves are the normal now on the monthly chart. Dump it, Sammy. Looks like we could go lower here to the downside. 57,005, though, did get a nice bounce with a slight bullish divvy. Let's see how strong the bullish divergence was. We'll look at our Chemium volume delta and see how strong the move was here. Interesting. Still got liquidity to the downside. Still wants to take us to 57,000. And then has us waiting down at 55. Nothing really heavy above us, suggesting we go further to the downside. So I'm going to open up a big shout. A shouty shout. Right here, stop loss on the other side of the 200 MA here to the downside. And it looks like a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder now. And I take it as a descending triangle yet again. It's going to go the base of this to the downside here. And meet me, I mean, that says 48,000. Could be the target. So I'm opening. Open. No, what happened there? Yeah. I like the limit in now. So take profit. And I don't know if we'll go to 48,000. All right. But I'll probably take profit somewhere at, I don't know, 55. You know, that's what I'm looking for. But if we continue, I'll let it slide, right? And then the stop is about, what, 60,041. All right. Oh, I'm on USDT. I don't want to be on USDT. Sorry. And I'm just simply shorting a descending triangle, my family and friends here. All right. A known pattern that's been shorted many times. Take profit at 48,054. Right. I noticed I was doing the long last time. I caught it. See, my mind remembers after the fact, but I always see it. It's weird. Even though I make a mistake, I get a photographic memory of making it, and then I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy here. It's gonna be like $2,000 for $6,000. Might even go even a little heavier than that. And I'm in there. 3,000. It's a 1.4 Bitcoin trade, you know. So it's a $90,000 trade, right? So we'll see something like that. And yeah. And you can see why I'm short. And if I get hit off, I get hit off. So be it. All right. I put in what I'm willing to lose. I'd be okay with that. If I lost $2,000, I'd be all right. But if I hit like a nice chunk of change. So, and I've been growing this 0.3 Bitcoin. I grew it all the way to 0.42. That was 0.3 Bitcoin, and it's 0.42 now. And so I'm just slowly, you know, I want to 0.3 to a whole BTC. And so far, I've been hitting and doing really well with this account. So I'm excited on the BTC pair here as we continue to rock. All right. Okay. What else is going on? Got to keep it moving, right? I get caught up like I'm alone and I'm staring at the charts. But I guess that's kind of cool too. You guys get to see what it's like to be intimately into the trade, into the zone. You know, I'm looking between 46.8 and 44K in the next 4 days or hours before hitting support to stop it. Yeah. Hort report. Yeah. This is so easy. I know all we go down this month, so all we do is short that easy, huh? I don't know what's going to happen this month, honestly. No idea. Look, we just full ported pumped back all the way up, though. Look at that. So crazy, right? Kind of crazy. But I never stress the bigger ones when I look at them. Last one, the same thing. They did the same thing right after I opened the trade, and I was like, man, you know. Let's see what's happening on the smaller time frame, though. On the USDT perpetual. Might be a good place to add in the... And 58,000, man, they keep kind of playing with 58,000 too, right? It's like a battle zone. But once you're below 58K, to me, it's just like, you know, everything else is just, man, like I wouldn't watch, you know, and I like to, when you're on the bigger time frames, you just kind of like let the smaller time frames go, man. And you've had a big dump. There's a bullish divergence. Do you pump all the way back up to 58.6? There's a chance. You know, it's good bullish divvy back up on liquidity. Oversold on the bigger. I could have waited for the smaller time frames to come back a little bit before I entered the trade. Right. Going up to 58.6 now. The ultimate bottom will be a flashy wick, I guess. If the hourly immediately opens strong, I tend to find that it works its way back down and lower towards the other half of the hour. You guys are not bullish enough on that like button. Amen. Yeah. What's your stop loss of the long-term trade? It was like 60,800. Short squeeze incoming. Also, maybe we took a nasty long dip there, but I don't know. The bigger time frames don't look good. The 4 hours pressing, you know. Get a little bounce there, though. I'll tell you that. Like a fast bounce too, man. It kind of got me. It's like, you know. But a lot of times when they bounce it that fast, they're just trying to induce longs before they dump it even worse. But, you know, 1 hour doesn't look good to me. It's got a bear, you know, it's pretty bearish. I'll be honest. Losing the moving averages too. The 30-minute just lost the 200 MA. 45-minute. The 10-minute. You know, the 7. I don't know. It's all pretty bearish. 1 minute may try to do something funky here and even get back to its 200, but even that doesn't look strong. I'd stay short, and I could be wrong, but I'd stay short for sure. Nothing tells me to kind of flip. The 4 hour doesn't look amazing, so I like what I'm doing here in the 4-hour time frame. Stop it. That stop there would be 60,298, but it could even bring it really close down there at about 60,080. You know. Going to hold my bigger short for the moment. Exactly. I'll keep it open for a long, I'll keep it open for like the next couple, at least 10 hours. You gotta, if you're in a big time trade, you gotta let them cook, man. I think it's 6 months already, every Tuesday down. Really? Long absorption. Don't trust those weak bounces. 58,800 of the cards will show. Be ready. Yeah. And I don't know. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Anything could happen. I do win most of my trades. So I believe already I'm inclined to be brainwashed by my own Kool-Aid that I'm going to win this trade too, because I win most of them. So, and even, it's not even me, it's my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind told me to make that trade after years of watching data. I didn't use my emotions. I didn't use thought. I said, well, descending triangles have broken down in my lifetime more than they haven't. So I'm going to take it. And if it doesn't happen, then so be it. I'm still doing what I should have been doing. Like, it's a known model of mine. You know, I love shorting descending triangles. We got that one the other day. It just, and it, to me, it continues to make a bearish pattern that I'm very comfortable with recognizing and using to my advantage, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. All right. Yeah. Symmetrical triangle in the 1 minute. Still holding. Do I hold or close in profits? I don't know. It's up to you people. You got to have a strong thought in what you're doing and execute, right? So here, say I didn't have a trade open and I had to be completely open-minded here. I'd say, okay, do we make like a flag and then continue back to the upside, right? Or more you in like, you could almost say like symmetrical triangle here. I think someone, I see the same thing there. And then, you could go either way, and that's, and then you have to understand that the 4 hour is pressing on you. Like, I don't like the long too much, even smaller time frames when the 4 hour doesn't look good. 200 crossing the SMMA too is it can be bearish signs, right? And I could be wrong. Anything could happen here. Anything could happen. That's what it's called, taking a risk, taking a shot. That's why it's called a stop loss, because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. By putting a stop loss, you admitting to the universe that, hey, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be doing. I'm not sure what they might be doing, right? The 4 hour is one greedy human. Yeah. Sam, do you think we'll reclaim the wick down from August? I don't know. I don't think. Yeah. I just look at the charts, man. Yeah. Thinking we'll get you caught up hard body. And I don't want to be doing that. All right. I want to focus. Shout out to the 130 people here who gave chat the 130 in chat revenue. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice of each and every one of you. And shout out to the 1,791 viewers here on the live stream. That's unbelievable. I did just take a short trade here in front of the world, and I'm down a little bit on that short trade. Apparently, probably a couple hundred now in an instant, but I don't stress it. Too many important economic data until Friday. Yeah, we do have some stuff I wanted to show you guys with non-farm. Thursday, we have unemployment claims. All right, 8:30 in the morning. It feels like there's always something every single week lately. And then throughout the week, do we have overnight rate, Canadians yet? And then JOLTS job openings, Wednesday at 10 a.m. All right. And today, we didn't have anything crazy. ISM manufacturing PMI came in, or should have come in already. I don't know why it's not there. Maybe I have to refresh for that. Yeah, there it is. It came in at 54 actual. The forecast of 52, boom. And that's, manufacturing prices are up a little bit. All right, which adds to inflation, in my humble opinion. All right. And then we got the unemployment rate on Friday at 8:30 in the morning here in the U.S. They do the same thing in Canada the same day, too. So that's what we have to look forward to this week. It's going to be a rocky road ahead of us yet again for Bitcoin and for the rest of the markets. It just is. Okay. It's going to be exciting times to be alive, I'll tell you that. Let's take a look at the CME watch tool one last time, too. And we'll see. I like to look at it almost every day, but haven't seen it in a couple days. 15 days, 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 23 seconds till that rate cut We've been hiking for a long time. Now we're going to say we're getting a rate cut. Then basis points, right? And some people say 50 basis points. Other people say it's going to be 8.25. And, you know, so 61% say it's a 0.25. 39% say it's going to be a 50 basis point. Likely it's going to be 0.25. But either way, it's going to be a cut. You know what I mean? It's just funny. Like, either way, it's going to be a cut, which is interesting. So we'll see. But it looks like we're going to get a rate cut no matter what here on the CME. Watch. And this has been pretty accurate, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure. Bitcoin, man. The second I took that trade, it reversed. I guess. I mean, I wasn't watching the 1 minute like I usually do, which had a bullish div on it, which is like the money printer scalp that we go for on the smaller time frame. Wow, back at 58,000 now for BTC. If they're cutting rates, then something is already broken. Yeah, V-shaped recovery, baby. I don't trust this mini pump anymore. Going to 19K for sure. I mean, they keep pumping it back to 58,000 every time we lose it. But this could make a shoulder, head, and right shoulder. See, the thing is, we have to be open-minded at all times. That's the crux of it all. And act like we just don't know what they're going to do, because the second you tell yourself what you think is happening, it's not at all what's happening. What I know is descending triangles break to the downside more than they don't. So I'm taking those odds to the bank. I could be wrong, but I'm taking them to the bank, baby. All right. And I see BOOKMAP with way more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. I'm also taking that to the bank. All right. So that's why the trade's a little bigger than it normally is, because I have a higher probability now for the short to play out, in my humblest of opinions. All right. Look at that 4 hour. It looks like it wants to take you downtown, baby. I mean, everybody wants to go downtown, right? Right. And look, 369. You gotta love that. I like that. I take that as a sign that everything's going well, right? And I'm already okay with if I lost the entire trade. See, you got to be cool with what what you're willing to lose. But when this thing starts to print and I make a couple racks, this is going to be a beautiful trade. And it's looking like it's going to fall right down Sammy's way, but you never know. I like what I'm seeing. I mean, we're double the price of what it was at the last this year, so it's not so bad so far. I mean, yeah. They hit small liquidity. That's what's giving small pump. Still more downside. Hey, let's start a poll. Who's short? Who's long here? Okay. Are you? And I'll just write short, long. Are you short or long? Let me know. Let's see what people are doing. And it's okay. I'm not upset if you counter trade me. I'm not always right. They're trying to bait them with 58K. Look, it's strong support. That's what they've been doing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. They did it 2 days ago and then wedged us down, So, and wow, 173 votes. You people are so responsive. 191 votes coming in there. More people short than long. Right? 5-minute forming a hidden bear. I opened my short, but I opened a long just now. Jamal Antonio. And you've been hitting those longs. Funny. Yesterday, remember, you hit a long and then it got eaten in like minutes, unless you had gotten out quick. It got eaten alive. Right? If I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think I remember that. I wouldn't short this. Seems like one of the best opportunities for, but low liquidity. They might just do dirty deeds up and down. And I know that's why you use the 4 hour time frame. Because if they do dirty deeds up and down, you won't get hit. See, the bigger time frames, if you use bigger time frames, you'll have less likelihood of getting hit. Okay? No position, just accumulating. Amen. I love that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay. I'd like to see this thing jump. Dump. All right, let's take a look at your requests here. I don't know what this is all about, but let's take a look at your requests here and see what's happening. in the fan funding, which you people are just unbelievable. Do you think Shrapnel, the gaming project, is dead, or has it come back? Can you look at the chart? Thank you, Sam. I own some of that, but I haven't looked at it in a year or something. Check out VELO and TDS to the sun. Can you do a quick TN ADA? Oh, wow, we have a lot. So, okay, we have Cardano, someone wants to look at. VELO and Shrapnel. All right. And we will look at to the sun, you know. And there we go, back to 57,760. They're crashing that puppy to the downside. And, you know, makes me want to double down, actually, and add that. I was going to add at that $58,000 level, but I'll be cool. That Stochastic says I'm going to get paid if I just have 12 hours, 16 hours of patience, but I got to be patient. The big money's in the bigger time frames. And you're like, but Sam, you play the 1 minute every day. What's happening to you? I trade opportunity. And if I see opportunity on the bigger time frames, I take it. I don't stress a $300 up or down, $500 up or down, $700 up or down. You see Crypto Face, I've seen him in a trade. Sometimes he's been down 5 racks, 7 racks, and he's ended up making 10, you know, $300 grand on that trade. You want to make gains, you got to let it wiggle, man. You got to know what wiggling is, and you got to be cool with it. Look at 57,720. I'm going to be in the money in a second here. This thing is tanking. Sayonara, senorita. All right. And again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sitting pretty down 70 now. That feels like I'm winning already. Right? Who here loves watching it? You know, dealing with the trades, man. It is what it is. Well, that's such a clean descending triangle. And I've been studying this pattern for years, and Master Friend knows it's one of my known models. Like, he knows it. He knows it as a model because he knows how I trade it. All right. Look at VELO paying me. Remember when I just got into VELO? I'm paid. Like, VELO's still in gains compared to Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? Remember, I just blindly threw it when we crossed the 200 MA here? And I'm still in gains on VELO right now. Crazy, right? And it looks to me like, fine, we will pull back when Bitcoin dumps. And it'll just give you VELO at a great opportunity here. And I got into VELO with about 4 racks, right? And I'm not saying I'm up huge, and I'm not trying to be a big shot here. I never said I was, and I never would try. I've never tried to be one. I want to make that really clear. I like to dress nice because my grandfather wore like a suit every day to work, even though he was a bricklayer. My dad dressed really nice, okay? It just, I'm the, you know, 4th, 5th generation. I like to dress nice. So that just, so once I got, you know, a budget for the show, because this is the show budget is what I wear, right? And I got, you know, this is my, and look, I'm up about almost $400. I think I put about 3,900 in. So I'm up like about $400, 10%. So anyone that followed that decision is up 10%. And in one of the rockiest 7 or 8 days since I made the trade, and I blindly put the $4,000 in to prove to you how much faith I had in the 200 MA on the daily time frame. And you guys think I'm out of my mind, right? Who thought I was out of my mind when I bought VELO for $4,000 that day? On the live stream in front of the world, no BS, okay? And so, you know, I'm as transparent, okay, as a you know, a luxury glass bathroom shower door, man. You know what I mean? That's been squeegeed multiple times. So yeah, VELO may come down to the 21, but I just want to see this, you know, I want to see the golden cross here. And maybe we can kind of like come up and make some type of bigger channel, but we broke out of that. I'm interested in VELO, man. And I'm happy that I added it to the family so far. So like crazy that I made gains in altcoin while Bitcoin did all these weird shenanigan moves here. Look at Bitcoin, 57,680. And there is the dump easy. Headed down to 57,756. And I wouldn't be surprised if we go to $55,000, $56,000 for BTC. I'm probably in gains by now, right? Still, I didn't expect anything big until this thing made a bigger move. But wow, I had a good entry at that 58. I had an inkling. I said, Sam, double down in front of everyone at that 58,000. Well, I wasn't greedy, but I had it. My voice said, dude, double down. So I did want 6,000 in the trade, not 3,000. But I'm cool, man. I like where we're sitting. So you know I'm bearish on Bitcoin. Not much else to talk about when it comes to BTC. You know, I put my money, my mouth is where VELO is, and I showed you that I'm still up in gains. Most people would look at me like I'm out of my mind. I'm telling you, when I put that $4,000 in, it didn't feel good. It was heavy. It was like a heavy fear day, and things weren't amazing. But I said, hey, we got above the 200 MA on the daily. That's a no move. And I did it somewhere here. I think August 21st. It's been a while now since I made that play. We resist the market. We then call it. Shout out to Crypto King. Yeah. Yeah, please check Myro. Took off my long, went short. Interesting. And who knows what's going to happen for sure. Let's take a look at ONDO and Shrapnel and Cardano. We're going to run over to Cardano here. Thank you for the super chat from Sunshine. Sunshine, thank you for the 199 pound. Super nice of you. Can you do quick TA on ADA, please? We're going to give you that thumbs up. Hit the Crypto Lifer love button there. Thank you so much for that, Sunshine. We love you. We appreciate you. Hope you're bringing that sunshine. My mom used to call me Sunshine. Rajan Chan, that boy of mine. She used to say, man, I love my mom. I did almost shed a tear for my mother this morning because I asked my dad, I said, you know where Irene is? My mom, and she said, Irene's in Boston. I said, no, Irene's gone forever, man. And I don't want to lie even to my 3.5-year-old and be like, yeah, she's, you know, I don't want her to think she could see her again. And she's not ready for the whole, like, you're going to see her again in another life, you know. I don't know if I was being rude or not, but I was like, and I was just like, you're not going to see her ever again, you know. She's like, that's sad. And I was like, I know, isn't it though? And I almost broke down in complete tears. And I said to my wife, I am still damaged. I'm still a damaged soul. I was like, maybe I wake up every day and act confident. I may do the stream and I'm the Crypto Lifer. I said, but I am a damaged soul. And I'm still suffering. I'm still just a boy who lost his mom, man, you know? Like, in front of him on Thanksgiving. Like, my soul was ripped out of my chest, man. My heart was ripped out of my chest. Cardano, once it breaks back above 44, you're looking for the retest. You know what I mean? Bang, get the retest and get that move all the way to 91. All right? So if you get back above 44, that's what we're looking for. Bitcoin gets a dump. I mean, Cardano could come down and test the lows one more time. That's the only thing about it. Bitcoin gets flushed. I mean, these altcoins are going to have to get flushed too. And like, they almost don't have it left. Like, they just don't seem to have it left in them. So we'll see. Only time will tell, but we will see. Yeah. If you're new to the channel, my mom just died on Thanksgiving in front of me. No big deal. Yeah. I just want to give you some backstory. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm over it. So, you know, I know she's in another place with God, and I believe in God so fully that I really am over it. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just like, I get it. What else? I can't change it. I can't go back in time. It is what it is. And I don't want to spend any more time and waste your time. And I don't want to bring anyone more pain, so I love you. I might bring back pain that you don't want to hear, so I get it. But, you know, I'm looking for Cardano to come. I mean, if Bitcoin drops, you're getting a 25-cent Cardano. And that looks very likely to me. This kind of looks like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to me. I see you're going to get a chance to get Cardano at 25 cents one more time here. Looks like we're going to get the flushing, the great flushing one more time before they give us any type of pump in October. September has just been historically the worst month for Bitcoin on record. Okay? Every single time. Shout out to Michael Saylor with the motorcycle pick. That's dope. He got me rocking motorcycle picks back in the day when I was riding my motorcycle. There's Reeve Collins, one of the co-founders of Tether. Right? Working out is a lifestyle, not a decision. Meaning you do it all the time, even when you don't feel like doing it. But the point is, I wanted to show you September. So last year, we had a 3.91% pump. Thank gosh. First time in a long, long time. but it was 11% dump in August here. This year we had an 8% dump in August. August was hard. Wow, that 3% in July felt bigger than you realize, right? And that nice pump in May. May is really nice. We usually get a nice pump in May. Actually, we not the last 3 years, but you know. But yeah, I like what I'm. So you know, September notoriously has been bearish. Only 3 Septembers the last 10 years have given us any type of return, and they haven't been that big. 6% ain't bad, but so you know, just brace yourself, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, and it doesn't mean that's guaranteed to go down, but it just all right. I mean, you seem to be making kind of a bear flag here. Wouldn't be surprised if you just continue further to the downside after the loss of 58,000. I'm basically shorting the loss of 58,000 in a way, right? It's kind of like the basic idea, but I have the descending triangle here as well, and the loss of the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame, which adds confluence to the trade. So there's Cardano. Someone asked about shrapnel. Let's jump on into shrapnel here and break it down for you too as well. Headed to 11:30, only a half an hour left in the stream. I don't have much more time. Wow, so I bought this coin, never looked at it again. I must have bought it somewhere around here too on the dip. And wow, it just continued to go to absolute zero. Is it ever going to come back? If it does, sad, because that's like 7x for me to get to break even again. So they kind of, I mean, dang, man. They almost pulled a bear market in the previous. It's like we had a bear market, then we had a pump, then they gave us another. It's like a double bear market inside of a bull market or something. But so you're going to need a huge push. I'm just going to hold it for now, I guess, to this point, but it looks bad. Looks horrible. These are the things I dread. Charts that just keep going down. Past like their previous lows, really. You would hope that is your bottom and it doesn't go any lower, but I guess there's, you know, like who else is going to sell this thing? You know? Insider selling, usually when I see stuff like that, that's what it reminds me of. So the longs are getting squeezed now that chased that move up to 58,000. It would make sense. They wanted to make people think 58 was holding to get them kind of get that emotion running, and then they ran into the trade because they couldn't hold it. But see, like, I had a planned out idea that I'm sticking to, and that's the difference between, you know, someone that just trades and someone that trades their plan, sticks to the plan and keeps it going. Let's take a look at TDS to the sun on Tron. Everyone wants to go to the moon. What about to the sun? All right. Sun, okay. $3.2 million market cap. So Tron memes are kind of the talk of the town here. Just be careful. You're not going to see me trading a lot of Tron memes or getting too crazy on them. And, you know, the price action, I guess, you know, you could say, okay, flagging out, break it back out, but I don't know. Be careful. $3.2 million market cap. Does have locked liquidity, but just be careful. Probably the dev that sends us these to him. And we're not exit liquidity for your community, so. And then somebody wants us to take a look at Ethereum here on the move. And we'll go back to our altcoin. So Ethereum on MEXC. Let's take a look here. Ethereum on MEXC. Okay, so. All right. So I see it as a giant cup and handle with the falling wedge. Okay. Right off the bat. Let's go to our weekly chart and just take a look. Remove the moving averages. And is there an all-time history index for Ethereum? Yeah. Just wanted to see it in all its glory. So Ethereum has this beautiful trend line that it can likely come and retest. So if it comes down to 2100, so be it. You know, if it wicks down to 1800, so be it, and back in. But you would expect this trend line to hold, and actually we can open it up a little more there, and it does suggest a $1,900 and $1,800 Ethereum. Because if you get that bigger move down for Bitcoin that I'm looking at, 55, you know, how do we not go lower on Ethereum? Okay. So, you know, this is kind of what we're looking at. It is a cup and handle. It has good trajectory. You want to find hidden bullish on the weekly, which to me is starting to form because you got this beautiful up. Even if you keep coming down, you're going to have it. So it's telling us that the trend should continue even if we come to 1900. So on bullish, the weekly looks interesting too as it's curving. The 3-day chart is in chop. Pretty bad. I almost want to say it was in this pattern that it broke out from 2 times. But it's ugly. Felt like it made a descending triangle and it broke to the downside. You see this? Then it bearishly retested the bottom. See, like that's what I see happening there. And it had this beautiful support zone at 2800, 2862. It hit, it got resistance, and it looks like the 3-day chart may want to fold over here. And this is the same descender on Bitcoin. So if you short Bitcoin, you can short ETH for gains, for more, right? So it suggests that that's going to be a major dump for Ethereum and Bitcoin. The 4 hours about to take a tumble. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That's a complex head and shoulder too, slanted. If you ask me, I mean, I'm seeing so much bearish confluence here. If this doesn't drop, I'd be surprised, but you'd never know. But I would be surprised. All right. And now you have a heavy resistance at 2586. I'm looking for Ethereum to drop to 1900, definitely to 21 or possibly to 1900 as Bitcoin starts to drop too as well. And that's my Ethereum idea. And everyone's like, I don't play ETH BTC anymore. To me, I don't think it's going to be the altcoin season because Ethereum doesn't lead the altcoins anymore. It doesn't. It lags. It doesn't play as hard. And it doesn't hit as hard. Solana is definitely a better idea if you want to look at Solana ETH. And you can see Solana ETH just beat up completely on Ethereum. And I talked about this many times. We drew charts. We went over how Solana ETH was the one to watch. How you didn't want to be kind of stuck on anything else. It made sense to us. So I'd be looking at Sol BTC, in my humble opinion. When Sol really starts to take off against Bitcoin, we're back in action. Until then, we're just kind of in this sideways trajectory here that we've been doing for a long period of time. Altcoin season really will be when you see Solana really start to break away and start to get this bigger move. That's going to be altcoin season, and it does suggest that it could take somewhere into October, November, or maybe even January before we start to see our bigger move. Man, maybe we don't get Pumptober. Maybe October is sideways. We're going to have the election, though. They usually print money, and it does affect the market. So, yeah, ETH BTC as the leading indicator for alt season, to me, has gone to the wayside. Like, I would kind of put it down. I think we have to move on and become more progressive and realize that the old ways are not always the best ways. Some could correct me 100% here and say he's out of his mind. It's still a great outlier. And I'm saying it's around. Like, I'm not saying it's, but I think there's some better ways to find out. Tether and Bitcoin dominance is what you really want to be looking at. And if Bitcoin's about to tank, then Bitcoin dominance is about to pump. And Bitcoin dominance is about to pump, and so should Tether dominance. You can see right now that we're in a bit of a flag here on Bitcoin. And you can see there's about to be a pump here for Bitcoin dominance on the daily. Bitcoin dominance pumps for a few reasons. I mean, this is this rising wedge that it was in. And it kind of broke out of an ascending triangle, right? Now, Bitcoin dominance is when people get freaked out and they start getting stopped out of their altcoins, but they're in BTC pairs. They start getting into, Bitcoin dominance starts to rise. All right. So I could be wrong, man, but I'm starting to see a possibility of a massive dump forming here for Bitcoin. And if we see that the daily for Tether wants, Tether wants to dump because the 4 hour want to pump. The 4 hour wants to pump for Tether. So it looks like people are about to tether up here. And it may just be a boom, boom, right? But there's something brewing here on the 4 hour time frame for sure. That's that descender really for Bitcoin. That's the ascending there for Tether. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It can happen. But I mean, they want 55 and they want it now, right? So when it drops, it will probably drop pretty violently to the downside as well. It'll be pretty tough, That's an inverted head and shoulder they're attempting to rebuild. But I see bear flag. Length of the pole too as well. Send you further to the downside. All right. Headed to about 56,081 here on that. And it tells me we could definitely get a move down. Let me take a look at my short tool here. And support and resistance levels that matter. So if that were to drop, it means a 3-to-1 short scalp on the 1 minute time frame out the flag to the downside. Could easily get a boom up, pump back in, you know what I mean? It's sketchy, but that's what I'm looking at. It looks like it's going to press. I'm sitting here, you know, and this is WEEX, man. All right. You can trade on WEEX just like you trade on MEXC. All right. These are definitely lower than any other thing in the game. Sean Z wants to look at Injective. We'll take a look at Injective. Thanks for everything you do, brother, from BitSquire. Congrats on the house. Looks awesome. Thank you so much. Can we have a look at ONDO for me? We'll take a look at ONDO. Thank you. And then did we skip anything there? VELO. No, we looked at it. Shout out to Jimmy Bitcoin. We love you, Jimmy. Thank you for being here. We love you. We appreciate you, man. Yeah. Let's take a look at Injective Protocol and ONDO for my people here on the live. And thank you so much for those super chats. They are awesome. They keep the lights on. Keep me coming back to do those awesome, awesome chats. So Bitcoin dominance looks like it wants to pump. And Tether dominance looks like it kind of wants to pump. Let's look at a 4-hour together. If they both want to pump with a 4-hour, it tells me we're going to get at least a 4-hour dump. And people are going to be running out of their altcoins, pumping up Bitcoin dominance, and running out of their altcoins, pumping up Tether dominance. There's usually when Bitcoin dumps, Tether dominance and Bitcoin dominance are going to pump together. It's a good way of telling when alt season is coming, you're going to get Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance to both dump together. Because that, if Bitcoin's dumping and people aren't running, and then people are scared, they'd be running into Tether. But if Tether's dumping, that means people are unloading their Tether too. And if they're getting into Tether, they're selling altcoins or Bitcoin likely. So if they're getting out of Tether and Bitcoin, then what the heck could they be doing? They got to be buying altcoins. It's not that hard to understand. So if you can juxtapose the bigger time frames, like the weekly and the 2-week, with Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance, we have a really good, basically, gauge of when alt season is coming for us, everybody. And I'm telling you, you're going to see 57,500 sooner than you want to, I believe, in the next, I don't know, not too long from now. That thing's about to dump and dump hard. They battled 57.8, couldn't hold it. They battled 58,000, couldn't hold it. Okay? And I feel clean, calm, and collective today. It's been a while, man. I was sick. My mind was just, you know how it gets in your heads. So look, everything's going to do what Bitcoin's doing. And there's these descending triangle dumps, man. And I just see the whole market following a slaughter, a bloody. All right, you do what you want. I hate to be the bearer of bear news. Let's take a look at ONDO. Probably looks exactly the same. It does. It's about to let go. You know, but you're like, no, but we have bullish div here. We're about to reverse. Sammy's so wrong. And could that happen? It could very well happen. I could be wrong, you know. If we do reverse somewhat and we get back above 58, I'm going to cut that trade off. I won't lose the $2,000. I'll cut it off at like $300, $400. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't look. These look descending to me. I've seen this type of pattern before, and it has bearish tones. It says we're going to 43, so man, it's so weird. I got to tell everyone that we're about to get absolutely demolished. And I can see it there with an 80% accuracy that, like, we'll be at 57.5 soon, then what, right? And then 57,000, and then 56.8's coming. And then, you know. So it's 11:44. This stream has been blasting. I don't know why we even lost 80 people. We've been giving you so much information from that 1,700. But shout out to the 1,620 people still kicking it with me. And you know what, dear Lord, thank you for the 1,620 people here on the live that are staying positive, believing they're the opportunity, and pushing themselves every single day. You know, every single day I must believe I am the opportunity. You know, no matter what happens, I'm focused on turning that 0.3 Bitcoin into 1 Bitcoin. Whether I short or long, no matter what happens, I'm focused on getting more BTC out of less BTC. It's taken all my will, all my discipline, all my focus, and it's the most difficult thing I ever did, turning that 0.3 Bitcoin into more. But I'm doing it little by little, step by step, day by day, okay? And you can too, man, but you just got to stay focused and disciplined. And dear Lord, thank you for the beautiful people you've sent to my stream. Thank you for the 700 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, everybody. We can easily do that today. I greatly appreciate it if we can do that. We got through all the super chats too. We nailed it. So far, so good. Thank you for everyone that threw down today. I'd like to shout you out again. Shout out to Sean Z. Shout out to BitSquire. Shout out to LeBon. Shout out to B. Tyler. Shout out to Maria F. Soto. Shout out to Jimmy Bitcoin. Shout out to Kevin Tamke. Shout out to Sunshine. Shout out to Crypto Arborist. Shout out to RC Moore. And shout out to Rudy LV007. We love you. We appreciate you. And that will all come back to you tenfold for giving in the way in which you did. All right. So could we reverse? Could I be wrong? Let's take a look at another chart and act bullish and just play the devil's advocate against my position here and say, okay, how are we bullish? Let's build like some type of bullish case here for Bitcoin. I'm in a short right now. I'm playing the devil's advocate against my position. All right. I would draw the trend line incorrectly, in my humble opinion. I would say we're in a beautiful symmetrical and we're going to bounce to the top of the channel. We're going to get tight, break out, retest the top here. And the symmetrical triangle is going to defy gravity and break to the upside. Get to a measured move of 78.5 and call it a new all-time high, and we're back in business. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Hold that as beautiful support. And just continue to boom. And I'd have to overlook the fact that that's a lower high, obviously, in my face. You know what I mean? Like a high, a low, a lower high. You would assume you're making a lower low in the trend, right? But again, maybe that's the higher low when we bounce. This flips bullish. The 1 hour is so oversold, it can't go down anymore. We flip. It's a higher low. The 50-minute decides it's going to bounce. Flips the 200 MA. And we wreck every single person that went short today. You know? And this makes a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. We break the POC and we're gone. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but to me, it looks more unlikely. Looks like the 4 hour is going to take us down to Valhalla, or to Ceres, but I don't know. I'm just playing probabilities, so I could be wrong. That's the problem with life. No human being is right every time in anything. I wish I was. The idea is we were looking for this to interact with the 21-day moving average. If you're short, you want this flag to interact with the 21 with price action to never get back above the 200 MA. And continue the short further down to 56,000. If you get back above the 200, that spells trouble for the bearish tones and says that you may be getting wrecked out of an inverted head and shoulder here. 15-minute would be a good time frame to watch if you want to babysit the trade. I personally just want to let the 4 hour do its thing, but the 15-minute would be a good time frame to watch in case you get caught off guard. Okay. You're waiting for the 21 to touch price without getting back above the 200, okay? That's a little key insight that I just taught you that'll blow your mind, okay? If you understand what I said and you use it a lot, you'll be like, whoa. Here's the coin that I'm talking about that I like is MPLX. And we brought it up to you just the other day, and I'm going to talk about why I like it. Number one, it's like a DEX for NFTs on Solana. Even if NFTs aren't that big, they eventually will create a marketplace. They eventually will create revenue, in my humble opinion. All right. And the place that does it the fastest, the quickest, and the best will have that market share. And MPLX seems to have that going for it. And it's also eerily been, I mean, I see that as an Adam and Eve. I get it. What if it comes down to 7 cents? But, you know, and I don't have a huge bag of it. I grabbed a little bit on CoinX a while back, and it's just been sitting. But the idea is this is when all the coins started to tank, March 17th. And this coin just went on a tear. I don't know if you remember, I was like, oh, this is the only thing pumping, and we were trading it then. And then it kind of just went sideways, and the moving averages are tight, but I like it. And I like just the TA-wise, too. Compare it to the rest of the market. If you're just a technical analyst and you know nothing about the FA, it has a stronger set than a lot of things. It's been consolidating tighter and a longer channel without a long sell-off. All the other coins are selling off long. You know, I could show you anything like NAKA, right? And it just doesn't look like that. And I'd like to just juxtapose them so you can see exactly what I'm saying. But like, we take a look at NAKA from March. It's just in a nasty downtrend all the way. MPLX is in a sideways trend. I mean, that's just very interesting to me. It had its initial pump a little earlier, so it started dropping in December. You could say it's like a few months ahead of the curve. So this is a coin you may want to write down. You may want to research a little bit. I'm going to be adding to my bags of it. So, you know, and again, whether you buy or sell any of it, I could care less. It means nothing to me. But this is definitely something that I'm looking at, MPLX. All right. Another full moon mid-September, too. Yeah, when it comes to the engulfing candle, it only refers to the previous candle or more than one candle. I can see that the 4-hour last candle engulfs 3 previous. Yeah, I mean, it's really the first one, but if it can put them all in, I mean, the more you can put, the merrier. But you really want to see if it engulfs the one right next to it. Yeah. This channel has more sauce than Chick-fil-A. Amen. 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 More sauce than Stubbs. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. And everyone, if you want to join the trading group and get the insight that I teach, talk about what we're going over, and you know, go to CryptoLifer.com. Hit the link right there in the pinned comment. All right, awesome. If you want to join WEEX, hit the link there. You'll sign up to WEEX. It's awesome. Okay, break it down. 0% on spot still, 0.1 and 0.3 on the maker and the taker. Only 1% more than MEXC right now, so very competitive pricing, and they're the lowest exchanges in the game. All right. Remember, I bought VELO though, 0 spot taker fee when you're doing it on WEEX. Zero, right? And look, they went up by 1% to 0.1. So remember that, just, you know. But if you hold MEXC token 1,000, and they brought it to 1,000, it used to be 2,000, which is kind of nice. If you hold 1,000, enjoy 0.1%. So if you hold 1,000 MEXC token, you will enjoy a discount on fees. And it looks like we're struggling here, and we're coming down into the zone. It's taking its time. Coming to daddy, though. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you all for jumping on into the live. Let me jump back into the chat. Let's see how that poll went. Short or long, 58%, 950 people here. Everybody, I asked for the likes, and there were 750 likes. And we got 4 likes? No. It doesn't work like that. Come on now. I should have said I'm not going to give the coin until you give the likes. I know we can get to 250 people here to hit that like button, everybody. I'm going to sit here for 7 minutes, and I know we can get to 1,000 likes. There's just no reason why we shouldn't be at 1,000 likes. Today was an unbelievable stream, full of constant information. Like, we barely sat still. You know, you watched me take a gutsy long trade where I was down publicly in front of everyone at $300. Now I'm back at break even. We're gonna see what happens in that trade. And you saw me do it cool as a cucumber, right? No emotions, hanging out. You saw me take a trade at the beginning of the live and get out. And things are just kind of going our way today. So bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Okay, Sammy, demand the 1,000 likes at the beginning. Make us wait until you get it over here. I know, right? Thank you, Dirk Kristen. Thank you, everybody. Blessings on everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Okay. I've said my piece too. I've stood by. You know, some days I'm like, oh, what's going on? You see what I said. I haven't. I didn't say yes or no. I said one thing. I've been short, and I put it out the short, and I said why I'm short. And if I'm wrong, man. I'll go down with it. All right. I commit to my projections. And there's days when I say I'm not sure. Those are days when I just scalp small time frames because I don't need to know where the price is going on a bigger one. But this, to me, there's some heavy indications of some downside. Invest in your comic credit and hit the like. Amen, baby. Amen. Amen. Smash the likes. Don't make me astro travel to hit it for you. Friday, right? Everybody, we just need 100 people to hit that like button. It's not that hard. I'm on my way out. I greatly appreciate it. All right. 1,000 likes, baby. 1,000 likes, and then I can go home. Don't make me sit here, because if I sit here, I'm going to tell the wife it's because you didn't give me the 1,000 likes, and then she's going to find out, and then she's going to get, and you don't want that. You don't want that. So help me help you. You know what I mean? Thanks for the like reminder, everybody. Everybody, I love you. You're awesome. I had a great show. It felt amazing to teach today. We went over a lot of awesome stuff. Like, it was awesome. Wow, that place looks crazy, DK. Like, so cool, man. What a life, man. What a life. Blessings on blessings. And you know what I also say too is like, dear Lord, thank you for the beautiful people that gave me those 1,000 likes. I know you're going to send them my way, and I know what's going to happen because you make the most beautiful people on my life. You know what I mean? So I just know, I already know you people are awesome, and you're the type of people that hit the like button. You just are. I have so much faith in you all. Like, you know, my community is amazing. My community is amazing. Don't do the house with a pool on top. It was probably built wrong. Why would you say that, though? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is... I gotta... Yeah, I want to jump in. I'm learning about Farcaster. It's an app, too, huh? Okay. I just found out about it. Come on, guys. How far is Pensacola Beach from where you are? Probably like 7 hours, I'd say. I'd say it's a 7-hour drive, right? I rebuilt more of all in Austin that have been rebuilt. All of them in Austin that have been rebuilt. Oh, ones that have pools on the top of their houses? They all leak. It makes sense, too, because you got pool on the top of the house, and next thing you know... It's just not a smart idea in general. It can overflow, and then it overflows in the rain. It seems like a problematic thing, honestly. I never really thought about it. Yeah. Sunny Florida is absolutely beautiful, man. I love living in Florida. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. Especially where I live near the Gulf and everything, too. It just, I'm telling you right now, it's a special place to live. It really is. No, I know the house you're talking about, Samuel. I know exactly what you're saying, man. I'm spot on with you. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. And Bitcoin playing this game here, 57,680, 57.7 now. Look at all that liquidity to the downside. Major red zones there on BOOKMAP, wanting to suck us down into the liquidity zones. Let's take a look at the S&P real quick while I wait for them. One more time. And so if you watched my prediction on the S&P futures, which I never deleted, but I think, remember, TradingView took away our, like, we were on the daily here, and I was just saying, you know, we're probably just going to make a flag like this, come up or down. The daily will reset. But the weekly looks good to me. See, the weekly looks like we're going to pump. And it is, you know. So the daily just wants to reset. I'm looking for the daily to reset here. Kind of hang out, get tight, and bang, you know. Everybody, you're awesome. I'm going to jump out for the day. I greatly appreciate you all for being here. 60 more people hit that like button. Come on now. This is getting crazy. There's 1,257 people here. You know what I mean? You're telling me every single one of those people hit that like button? I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I would be 1,000 that you don't have the courage to play so long now. Shout out to Henry Haven. I'm in a short. Why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's like so weird. Water seeks the lowest point always. Amen, baby. Every time. Yeah. Like, if you guys need it for the algorithm, it would show up on YouTube to spread the good information. Also, good karma points. Thank you for the 1,000 likes. You people are amazing. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you so much. I see the S&P coming down but getting tight and then continuing as they pump it into the election. But anything is possible. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow, everyone, for an awesome live stream. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do what we did today, even harder. All right? May God bless you all. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Thank you for being a crypto lifer, baby. This was the show. This was the time. You guys got us there, and I appreciate it. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you found out about a new coin, new information. I hope you learned something, and I hope you had a blast. Shout out to everybody here. Remember, live in love. If you live in love, you cannot be denied. Stay positive. Push yourself to your limit. Never stop. Work out. Believe in yourselves. And you will not believe what you can achieve. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. You can, you will. You are the best. Keep striving for more. Stay away from negative people. I love you. Live in love, I'm telling you. And live in gratitude. Stay in the present moment. You do those three things, you're going to be soaring to the top, baby.